strong start is what the Orange are looking for here, Jack.
On for the tip, Alyssa Latham and Michaela Timpson. And the Seminoles get it right off the top. Down low, Timpson's got it off the glass and in. First bucket of the day. They can lean on the junior for plenty of those. Here comes Dyaisha Fair moving the other way. Missed 3,000 as of the Clemson game last time out. A huge comeback win. Trailed by 19 at one point. Foley with it. Dishes to Wood. And she's got it. A nice mid-range J to tie things up off the top. FSU coming in at 14-4. Second in the ACC. 4-1 in conference play. There goes Latson. Fires up an air ball. Wood's got it. SU pushing. Rice slow thing down. Down to Latham, the freshman, can't get her shot to go. She's the one that got that last second shot to beat Clemson. Gordon. That one's strong. Woolley on the board. Rice trying to find Wood. Just a little bit wide, but it got tipped. Stays with Syracuse.
Jack, these two teams are playing wicked fast right now, and that's a pace that very much favors the Seminoles' game plan.
Pace and space, that's what Florida State tries to do. They score 84 points per game. That's second in the ACC. Here's Elena Rice. She had 16 points last time out. And there's 2 for today. Elena Rice down low. There's Sarah Bajetti, the hottest scorer on this team, averaging 24 in her last 3. Timpson took too many steps. They'll get her for a travel. Ball headed the Orange's way.
And notice how Timpson is getting the ball on the outside. Florida State is outmatched height-wise, and so trying to maybe work a little bit quicker with the bigs.
Something Syracuse does really well. Score down low, grab rebounds. Kind of opposite team styles, Tyler. Florida State wants to play fast. Syracuse kind of the opposite. There goes Bajetti in transition all the way to the rack. Puts it up, can't get it to go. Snoop Turnage on the rebound and a nice save. Gordon's got it. The point guard puts on the brakes and kicks it out. Turnage right back to Gordon. Kicks out, tipped away by Latham. That one's off of Tania Latson. Syracuse ball.
Really nice active hands by Latham, willing to get into the passing lanes. Almost a steal and a half per game as a big. It's an impressive number for her.
Just a freshman, but as head coach Felicia Leggett-Jack says, she's a player. Already playing like a veteran. Dyaisha Fair, 3,007 career points for the grad student. Rice thought about a shot. Instead, all the way to the hoop, puts it up and in. 4 quick points for Elena Rice. Longest tenured member of this Syracuse squad in the 3rd year with the Orange. Bajetti thought about it. She's hit 5 threes in 3 straight games. At 31 against Virginia Tech in the win last time out. Gordon from deep. She's got it. Omaria Gordon from downtown. Latham spins, puts up the shot. Turnage is there for the rebound. Gordon pushing, flips it up off the glass in an acrobatic finish. Omaria Gordon, not the tallest player on the court, but oh boy, she can have her way.
That's 5 points, not off assists. She's creating her own shot.
Pretty impressive. Someone that small can score down low. Only about 5'3", 5'4". But it's heart over height, right, Tyler? That's what Felicia Leggett-Jack always says, and that's a travel, Georgia Woolley. Maya Bonner checking in.
And that's someone the Seminoles want to get hot from deep. In the last 4 games, just 1 for 5 from beyond the arc. She needs to get things going out there.
Syracuse recovers. Fair from deep. No. Rebound by Latson. An all-around player, amazing at what she does. Feeds down low to Timpson. Can't get the first. The second one's good. Michaela Timpson just doesn't quit, averaging 14 points and leads the team with 9 rebounds a game. Rice in the corner, looking for space. The three connects. Elena Rice on a three-point hot streak.
This is the aggressive type of play Syracuse needed from her. Her 16 points last game were her most since November. Maybe she's getting hot now.
Latson finishes with contact. Sophomore captain for the Noles. Woolley thought about the shot. No dice. Instead, Wood. Syracuse offense has been solid this season. 79 points a game. That's 5th in conference. Latham, pump fake. The second time. No, that one's long. Turnage secures the board. This is her 4th straight start. She's inserted into the lineup for her rebounding. Latson can't get it to go. Owen rebound back up, and she's got it the second time around. 4 second chance points for FSU. Woolley gets the pick, feeds down low. Saved, but it's Bonner. The other way. Can't get it. In the corner, Bonner for 3, short. Tipped by Timpson and out of bounds. 4-point lead for Florida State. And Elena Rice has kept the Orange on the board. 13-9, FSU on top.
Greatness
Fair was honored with her 3,000th point ball by her head coach Felicia Leggett-Jack. Last time out, she became just the 16th player in NCAA Division I women's basketball history to reach 3,000 points. She's got 3,007, and this game against Clemson, she nailed it on the free throw. Her family was on hand, everybody happy to see it. A huge build-up throughout the season for it. And it wasn't over right there. She played real well down the stretch.
Just 2 points in the first half, then 14 points in the 4th quarter alone. She blew up. Her teammates said they couldn't have won that game without her.
Fair sits in 15th place all-time with 3,007. One spot ahead of her, Cheryl Miller, in 3,018, the former USC great. There's Sophie Burrows, her first look of the day. She tosses it up and in. Syracuse within 2.
She's getting to play in that natural 3 spot instead of the 4 she has in the previous games. That opens up her offensive game, Jack.
Fair with a nice pickup and the pull-up. That one's off the rim. Here comes Timpson. Bonner, rather, down low to Timpson. Off the fingertips, out of bounds. Just over her head, couldn't find her.
Well, Jack, when you run a 7 seconds or less offense, those types of plays do happen. A missed pass here, maybe a little too high there. You got to live with it.
They want to run pace and space. Prolific offense in the ACC. Number 1 in conference scoring so far are the Seminoles. Rice up top, already 7 points today. Can't get 9. Here comes Gordon, running the show for FSU. Off the fingertips of Alexis Tucker, getting her first minutes of the day. Ends off to Bonner. Down the lane, the right hand. Can't finish off the glass. Here comes Rice. Over to the Australian Burrows. In her freshman season, playing solid so far. Scoring about 6 points a game. Here's Dyaisha Fair, who scores a lot more than that, about 20 points a game. Going to work on Pagetti. Looking for room. Doesn't need it, but the shot can't go. Florida State trying to push ahead. Boy, they want to move quick.
They do, and the tip-off was there, so Florida State does get to hold on to the ball, but 5 turnovers in under 8 minutes. It's been a sloppy start. Syracuse hasn't really capitalized too much, just 2 points on those turnovers.
That's not something that Florida State does a lot. They're first in the conference, only 11 turnovers per game. It's something head coach Brooke Wyckoff said before the game, that they just want to hold on to the ball, make sure not to turn it over.
Especially when Syracuse sometimes runs that matchup zone that they've already flashed a little bit today. She said the key to breaking that, don't give the ball to the defenders.
They've got some defenders out there that will take the ball away. Bajetti from deep, hits it in the foul. Sarah Bajetti continues her hot streak. Headed to the line for 4.
And so Dyaisha Fair just closed out absolutely way too quickly. I understand why, because Bajetti's been lights out from deep recently, but you can't close out that much.
Bajetti averaging about 24 points in her last 3 games, the National Player of the Week. She's got the 4-point play at 31 points. The win over number 11 Virginia Tech on Sunday. Rice handling the ball up top, finds Fair. From deep, she answers. Dyaisha Fair says, whatever you can do, I can do better. Here's Tania Latson, full head of steam. Knocked away, stays with the Noles.
And so what's happening here is that Elena Rice is actually getting to run the offense, and Dyaisha Fair hits that shot, flashing her off-ball ability, Jack. She's not just a ball-dominant guard.
Now, something Coach Leggett Jack has talked about is Bajetti hucks up another 3. That one's no good. Foul down low. It's going to be Syracuse ball. That one on Sakiah White. The one thing that FLJ has talked about is when Dyaisha Fair doesn't have to be the main ball handler, she can see the court a little better and work off ball. It seems to work.
And even when she does have the ball, Coach says she's a pass-first player, believe it or not. 3,000 career points. She still wants to get her teammates involved. It's an instinct for her.
She also said she knows firsthand she's a pass-first player, playing pickup back in the Buffalo days. Here's Rice, gets crafty. No good with the English on the layup. Out of bounds. Off the Seminoles, staying with the Orange. Latham in, Wood out.
But Syracuse really trying to hold on to its size advantage, running 2 bigs plus Sophie Burrows, who has played at the 4 at times this year. Want to maximize that advantage over the Seminoles.
Fair from deep, she's got it. Dyaisha Fair ties it up. Already 6 points for Dyaisha Fair, a pair of triples. Here's Alexis Turner to Latson, down the lane, off the glass, a nice finish. Last year's National Freshman of the Year, not slowing down. Dyaisha Fair, 5 points away from moving up on that all-time scoring leaderboard.
Bajetti playing much closer defense to limit that 3.
Another 3. Oh, you bet, Dyaisha Fair. How about it? Syracuse takes the lead late in the first. Can FSU respond? Latson. Moving screen. That one's on Turner, and it's Syracuse ball. Four on the clock. 3. Fair from the logo. Oh, that one was close. Dyaisha Fair to start things off. Decent offensive performance in the first. Here's Latham, fakes the shot, finds some space, up and under, can't get the board. Here comes Bajetti. In transition, the Euro, lays it off the glass. Nice spin to get the bucket. Sarah Bajetti gives FSU the lead.
Had a player up and just used that advantage, outran Syracuse.
She's a three-point sharpshooter. Hit 5 threes in each of her last 3 games with that time. Crafty down low. There's Sanaya Wilson. And the bench stars for the Cuse. Here's another. Sophie Burrows. That one's long. Turnage on the boards. Pushing ahead. Here's the pace and space. Latson to Turnage from deep. And she buries it. Snoop Turnage. 3 points on the board.
She catapults those shots in, Jack. Shoots it pretty much off of her right shoulder. It's an awkward motion, but it worked that time.
Now her first name is Brianna, but she's been going by the name Snoop since 5th grade as Elena Rice turns it over. She showed up to an AAU tournament one day with Snoop braids, they called it, and her coach said, all right, you're Snoop now. And the name has stuck ever since.
That's impressive that that nickname has stuck around for so long.
24-20, Florida State on top. Here comes Gordon, stop and pop, and she's got it. Omaria Gordon, the 2nd leading scorer on this Seminoles team. She's got 7 already. Rice kicks out to Fair from downtown, no. Turnage on the board, she's dominating the glass. Already 6 rebounds.
That's as many as the entire Syracuse team.
Gordon from deep, oh you bet. Omaria Gordon, can't stop her today, 10 points. Small in stature, but she can get a bucket when you need it. And so can Dyaisha Fair. Oh, what a spin, but can't get it. Here comes Gordon, marching right into Woolley. Turnage spins, kicks it out. Gordon from deep again. No. Woolley's got this one. Georgia Woolley, tough start. She's scoreless. 2 turnovers also. On kind of a shooting cold streak, but battling a injury to her left hand, a thumb injury. Rice, the hesitation, dumps down low to Burrows. No, can't get that one to fall. Latson gives off to Gordon. Right back to her. Down low, Timpson through contact. FLJ's seen enough.
An 11-point deficit for Syracuse. Hot start for Florida State.
Hey.
Tall task to stop today.
Jack, usually a pass-first player, top 10 in the ACC in assists per game with over 4, but she's been shooting lights out today, 2 for 3 from deep, and a few other nice baskets as well, really leading the Seminoles offense.
10 points for Gordon so far. She's the 2nd leading 3-point shooter on this squad, about 14 points per game typically. Had an interesting career, an all-ACC freshman her first year. But then last year, derailed by an ankle injury. This season, back healthy, ready to go. 11-point lead for the Noles. 12-0 run in the quarter. Latham looking to stop that. She does. Syracuse on the board in the 2nd.
Slow start to the game for her. She was 0 for 4 until that bucket. Might just help her mentally, just getting one through the hoop.
Latham 14 points and 7 rebounds in the win over Clemson. Scored the last 2nd bucket. Here's Bajetti, the hot shooter, kicks out. Bonner. Right back to Bajetti for 3. That one got blocked, and it's a shot clock violation.
And Jack, we were talking with the Florida State assistant coach before the game, Bill Ferrara. He said he could count on his 2 hands how many times in his coaching career one of his teams has had a shot clock violation. You don't often see that.
And that's just not in his 2 years at Florida State. That's all time. Coached at St. John's, at Florida. Woolley puts in 2, brings the Orange within 7. But this Florida State team plays such a high-powered, fast-paced offense. They're usually scoring, within 10 seconds or so. Latson, Timpson gets it to go. They call her KK. She's had a solid start. 8 points already. Timpson snatches that one away. Right back at her. Woolley does it too. With contact, can't get it to go. Full head of steam, Latson off the glass. She hits the deck and gets a pair. Florida State up by 11.
Last year, Latson was much more of a downhill runner. She started to pass more this season, but you can see she still has that speed and strength when she drives to the cup.
She's a balanced player, usually averages about 20 points and 4 assists. Third in the conference in scoring. Woolley, the mid-ranger, no. She just can't get her shots to go in a little bit of a funk. 1 for 3 today. Bajetti, full head of steam. Can't get that one to go. Wood tries to save it, just a hair late. Gordon checks into the game. The prolific sophomore Tania Latson heads out. In comes Sakaya White, out goes Michaela Timpson. This Florida State offense, not so characteristic in the first quarter, didn't shoot the ball too well, turned it over a lot, but this second quarter, much better.
With 3 more points, they'll have that tied point total of the first.
Bonner's shot no good, and it's tipped back in. That one might have been off of Alyssa Latham. Tough go for the Orange, already down 13.
7 offensive rebounds for the Seminoles, 7 total rebounds for the Orange, Jack.
Fair mid-range pull-up is good. When you need a bucket, how about the woman that's got 3,000 of them? Make it 3,018 to tie Cheryl Miller, the 14th all-time. Bajetti from deep, you just can't stop her. Sarah Bajetti's just on an all-time hot streak right now. 2 threes today, and 15 in her previous 3 games. Fair one-on-one, wants that screen. Going to work, double team now. Syracuse can't move the ball well enough to find the open woman. Woolley gets fouled, that one's on Bonner. Georgia Woolley trying to get into an offensive rhythm, Tyler, and she's usually a solid shooter that can kind of score at all 3 levels, but not really clicking in these last few games.
The only thing she's had going for her is her work at the charity stripe. 91% on the season. That's second in the entire conference. But then anywhere where she can't set up and have 10 seconds to get a shot up, that's where she starts to struggle.
Definitely doesn't struggle from the line. You're right, Tyler. 40 of 44 on the season. Gordon up top. Hot start for her. Bajetti too, but she can't get that one. Here's Rice in her bright pink shoes. Puts it behind her back. Looking for room. Latham down the lane. We call reach and foul. One's on Sakaya White. Kennedy Perkins checking in for the first time today. Out goes the grad student Elena Rice. For Florida State, Timpson in, and Sakaya White to the bench. Latham kicks out. Fair wants the pick again.
And after she made all those threes in the first quarter, Bajetti is playing so tight to her.
Step back 3. Connects! Dyaisha Fair, the star of the show. 14 points for her already. She's moving up on the leaderboard. 3,021. Syracuse in that zone coverage. Bonner can't get the 3. Here's Perkins. There to Woolley, little bobble, they want to travel, won't get it. They'll get the ball back anyway, out of bounds.
Woolley just completely wasn't ready for that pass, Jack, and on offense in general, even when she's not shooting the ball, just seems to be a step behind this season.
Woolley scoring 14 points a game. Struggled in ACC play so far, though. Latson inside. The runner is short. Fair snatches the rebound. Kicks out to Latham. Down low, the footwork. The hook shot's not there. Here comes FSU. Latson on a 3-on-1, gets fouled hard. Sanaya Wilson sent her down to the ground. Latson's headed to the line for 2.
She got absolutely mauled on that play. Perkins reached in from behind, then gets sandwiched into Sanaya Wilson. That'll leave a mark.
Latson, one of the best players in the ACC. Led the conference in scoring last season. The first ever ACC freshman to do it. Latson buries both of them. Florida State's up by double digits once again. Perkins running up top. Finds Fair off the ball. Fair 14 points already. Down the lane, turns it over. Here comes Latson. Wilson hits the deck. Latson gets the shot off, but gets fouled. Back to the line for Taniyah Latson.
And again, all this speed is catching up to Syracuse. Almost the exact same play. Perkins reaching in from behind. Just wasn't fast enough to keep up with Latson.
Well, Latson's such an interesting player to watch on offense. You can kind of see her do everything. Tries to get in transition for sure. That's something this FSU team wants to do a lot. But she hits both once again. 12 points for the sophomore. Perkins gets the screen, it won't work. Kicks out to Woolley from mid-range. She buries it. Latson finds Timpson. The short jumper's good. Florida State's up by 13. 30 seconds to go in the first half. Orange trying to keep it close. Fair, step back 3, puts it in. Dyaisha Fair from downtown. Gordon up top, from the elbow, the jumper's short. And that's how the first half ends. A dominant second quarter by Florida.
Tired Syracuse was.
You can tell right away, trying to shut off the inbound pass. Syracuse crowd on its feet. Latson in the lane, draws the foul and gets the bucket. Well, Syracuse wanted to start this second half hot. Taniyah Latson says no.
Well, Kyra Wood should have slid over a little bit more, but instead she just brings down that left hand. You're not going to block a shot like that. All you're doing is picking up a foul that puts points on the board for the Seminoles.
Latson 5 for 5 at the free throw line so far, 15 points. One of the best players in this conference. National Freshman of the Year last season. Here's Fair up top, already has 17 points. Whole offense has run through her. Throws up the runner, no dice. Here comes Gordon. Fast pace the other way, takes it herself up and in. Florida State 5-0 run to start the third quarter.
It's turning into a track meet, and the Seminoles are happy about that.
Pace and space, that's what they love, and they get on plenty of fast breaks. Here's Woolley, gets blocked by Timpson. Here comes Latson, pushing ahead. All the way to the cup. Can't get it. The rebound. Turnage got fouled on the way up. Syracuse struggling to defend shooters down low and stop the breaks, Tyler.
Another silly frustration foul by Syracuse, bringing the arms down. But Coach Leggett, Jack, after that play, Jack, you know when your parents, they're not mad at you, they're just upset with you?
Too many times.
That's how she looked after that offensive rebound by Florida State. She wasn't yelling, she just put her hands in her face. She just looked disappointed in her team.
They've put on a disappointing start, down by 15. Early 5-0 run to start this third quarter, make it 6-0 for the Seminoles. Syracuse out-rebounded by 17. Florida State already 3 boards this quarter. The Orange, a goose egg. A lot of dribbling and isolation to start possessions, Tyler. Not too much ball movement.
Well, before the game, we talked a little bit about one of Syracuse's weaknesses, which is assists. 12th in the conference, under 14 per game. So iso ball pretty common for the Orange, and it's been even more that way so far.
Only 4 assists for Syracuse through one half of play. Gordon, the jab step, no room down low. Jetty gives it back to him. Got fouled by Latham, a block right on the baseline. Gordon, an undersized player, but man, she's been pretty dominant today.
Well, it doesn't really make much sense for Latham to be guarding her, given that there's almost a 10-inch height disparity between the two. She used her speed to draw yet another foul. The mismatches have been on the Seminoles side, when before the game we were saying Syracuse had the mismatches in favor of them.
We talked about points in the paint to start this quarter as Florida State turns it over. It seems like Florida State's kind of gotten past that first defender so often and forced Syracuse to slide and play some help defense. The Orange still waiting for that first bucket of the quarter. Outscored by 6 so far in the second half. Burrows, step back mid-range. Can't get that one to go. Snoop Turnage on the board. Pushing ahead to Timpson. Too easy, and one.
Again, a track meet, the Seminoles. That's not a photo finish. That is a blowout win in terms of that race.
8-0 run to start this third quarter. Tyler, what does Florida State want to do? Run fast.
Pace and space, we sound like broken records, Jack. And, you know, the stats only say about 10 fast break points for Florida State. That might be the most misleading stat I've seen in my life.
They're scoring on free throws. They're kicking out to shooters. This Florida State offense is humming. Up by 18 in this third quarter. And Dyaisha Fair saved the day. Playing some hero ball, chucks from downtown. That one was a step inside. She's got, oh, they'll call that one a 3. Well, I'm sure she'll take all 3 of those points. Why not?
A great shot for Dyaisha Fair, but Syracuse can't rely on that all day.
Turnage can't get the shot to go. Syracuse the other way. Maybe the Orange can push in transition. They'll slow things down. Fair going to work on Bajetti. Forces a reach in. A lot of Dyaisha Fair isolation up top. Now, Tyler, we talked about how this Orange offense really isn't playing within itself. You know, what they typically do is score points in the paint. They're 8-0 when they score over 40 in the paint, but today, 6.
Well, that comes down to Sanaya Wilson hasn't done anything offensively. Alyssa Latham has been missing shots left and right, just 1 for 6 from her. A lot of passiveness from Syracuse's bigs.
Fair kicks out, Burrows from the corner, no. Latham gets the offensive rebound. The jump hook, can't get it to fall. Burrows looks for an option. She's got Kennedy Perkins. In the lane, the scoop layup's good. Kennedy Perkins on the board for the first time today. 54-41. Florida State up by 13. Bajetti's three is long. Off the fingertips, headed Syracuse's way.
But that's still a shot where Coach Leggett, Jack, is not happy with the results, or maybe more the process. The ball goes out of bounds, but if Florida State corrals that rebound, which they had every chance to do, then it probably turns into 2 more points.
28 to 15, the rebounding margin so far in favor of Florida State. Wilson down low, gets the bucket and the foul. Can't get points in the paint. How about your feet, Sanaya Wilson?
That is what Syracuse should have been doing from the start of this game. I'm not convinced an offensive play should happen that isn't a post-up inside. Sanaya Wilson just set an example for the rest of Syracuse's forwards. That's how you play offense against Florida State.
The Syracuse offense has woken up. An 8-0 run for the Orange in the last minute and a half. Sanaya Latson's trying to stop that. She's already got 15 points today. Tried to stop on a dime, she dragged the pivot foot. Now for a player that can get downhill, Tyler, you got to stop her at that first level.
And Kennedy Perkins did a great job of that. That won't show up in the stat sheet. That's not a steal. There's no caused turnover stat in basketball, but that pretty much was one.
We're not a lacrosse season yet, Tyler?
I know you wish we were, Jack.
Oh, they'll say Perkins took too many. Maybe she stepped on that out of bounds line.
So she causes a turnover and then causes a turnover of her own.
Maybe they need to invent the stat. She'll get a pair, huh? Latson closely guarded by Perkins, puts her on her back. There's Carla Villegas from deep. No dice on the three. First we're seeing of her today, Spaniard. The feed down low to Wilson. Just barely secures it. She gives it up.
Was thinking about the shot before she even caught the ball, and that's when those turnovers happen, Jack.
Latson goes behind the back all the way to the rack. Can't get the finish. Wilson, a nice rebound. You know, that's where she dominates. Might see a lot of her this half.
Like the intensity on that rip away from Latson.
Perkins, mid-range, no. Help on the rebound, and Timpson secures it. Florida State up by 10, halfway through the third.
Not exactly what indicated to Kennedy Perkins that a fadeaway made sense on that shot.
Bajetti contested runner, she gets it to fall. Sarah Bajetti, we keep talking about how she shoots from three, but man, she's a dynamic scorer. She's more than just a shooter.
She can attack the rack. She can give up some nice passes as well. She really is an all-around player that is on a hot streak from deep.
This Florida State team has a lot of those type of well-balanced players. Fair, the fadeaway. Off the back iron, Latham secures the offensive board. Can't get the putback. Syracuse struggling on those second chances.
Plenty of intensity on the offensive rebound, and then she faded away on the shot instead of attacking the hoop. That's the disconnect there.
The Orange are first in the ACC in offensive rebounds. As Latson goes up and gets the layup to go, draws another foul. Sanaya Latson.
An intense bucket. She was pounding the floor after this one. Bajetti, not afraid of some contact, and neither is Latson. After playing push it in the dome right now, and that's what the Seminoles are doing, pushing it real good on offense. Fast breaks galore. Everybody's getting involved. Sanaya Latson there, and then even on the pass ahead, KK Timpson getting it done inside. Lots of drawn fouls, lots of layups. The Florida State fast break offense is doing really well right now.
Now Florida State really thanks Bill Ferreira for its fast-paced offense. Pace and space is what they call it. Ferreira's in his second season at FSU. Led a great offensive squad, one of the best in the ACC. They're scoring well today. 58 points so far, shooting over 50%. Latham up top, fakes the shot and drives. Kicks out to Perkins. The runner is good to go. Syracuse ends a 2.5-minute long scoring drought. And Latson pushes it the other way. The give off to White, and the bucket. Dyaisha Latson, such a dynamic player. Right when you think she's going to take it to the rack, gives it off for an assist.
She probably could have taken it to the rack. She's just having fun at this point. Get Syracuse White her first points of the day.
Making her teammates better, something a young sophomore doesn't typically do, but Dyaisha Latson's on a different level. Perkins, the nothing but net J. Not typically an offensive star, but already 4 points in her third quarter. Latson, the wraparound pass to White again. Can't get that one to fall.
Latham kept her hands up straight that time. Syracuse starting to learn here in the third quarter.
Fair, step back three, no good. Burrows fought for the rebound and got slapped. Ball stays with the Cuse.
And the effort was there, Jack, but still Syracuse can try to box out offensively. It's something you can do. Syracuse just chose not to there, and that's what Coach Leggett Jack is disappointed with. Syracuse often plays the opponent, not the technique rebounding-wise.
A whistle, and Alyssa Latham was just out of bounds. Right by maybe the last piece of rubber on that sole of her shoe. And she was in disbelief. Turnage kicks out. Bajetti's three is no good. Perkins to Latham. Mid-range jumpers, cash. Alyssa Latham keeps it to within 10. Turnage from downtown. That right shoulder shot. Rebound tipped out. They'll let Bajetti figure it out. One-on-one with Fair. Up top to her point guard, Gordon. Good ball movement by the Noles. Turnage into contact. Out of bounds. Dyaisha Wilson, some nice defense there, not giving up an inch.
She's probably been the most intense, ferocious player for Syracuse today. Had a nice ripping rebound earlier, and then a solid block right there.
Just over 4 seconds on the shot clock. And get it off quick. Bajetti down the lane. Can't get that one to fall. Wilson on the rebound. The Orange looking to capitalize on a solid third quarter. Fair gets crafty, can't find space. Nice footwork by Latham. She puts it off the glass. Syracuse storming right back. Bajetti looking for an answer. Finds Gordon. Some contact from Latham. They got her on a block. Latham's third foul. Not all too pleased.
Coach Leggett Jack falling to a knee, upset with that call. I don't know, slid pretty late there, Jack.
Yeah, well, there's not much else she could have done. Definitely did get out of the way slow. So nonetheless, she sends Omaria Gordon to the line. Gets the first one to fall, extends the lead to 9. Omaria Gordon, a 3-year starter for this Seminoles squad. She was the first freshman starting point guard in 14 years, just 3 years ago. Now as a junior, certainly making an impact. 14 points today. Latham from deep. That one's long. Perkins fights for the rebound. What a board right there to save the offensive possession. Fair going to work and draws the foul on Bajetti. That's Bajetti's second. Something you always got to be aware of when you're guarding Dyaisha Fair is staying in front of her and stepped up a little too close.
Well, she's done that pretty well in this quarter. Just 3 points for Dyaisha Fair, but that means finally some other players on Syracuse are waking up. Kennedy Perkins, 6 points in this quarter.
There's Perkins from the wing. Her pass to Wilson's picked off. They called it for a foul. Brooke Wyckoff, the Florida State head coach, is in disbelief.
So might have grabbed her with that inside hand on the jersey down low. It looked great in the moment, and then in slow-mo, you can see was trying to get away with a little bit of a jersey grab.
Well, she didn't get away with it. That sends Sanaya Wilson to the line, who jumps on her free throws. Can't hit the first. Wilson's an efficient scorer for this team. Only scores about 6 a game, but shooting over 60% to lead the team. She's been a big presence off the bench that Syracuse really needs because they don't have much scoring in the reserves.
Free throws haven't been great for her, under 70%, but that is the best mark by any of the bigs on this team.
Bajetti from deep. Oh, that one's way short. It rolls out of bounds and it stays with Syracuse. Now the Orange are outscoring the Seminoles 17-16 this quarter. They've finally figured it out.
And imagine what could happen if all of a sudden Dyaisha Fair and her supporting cast play well in the same quarter. Then maybe it's another comeback for Syracuse.
About 6 seconds between shot clock and game clock. Perkins with some space down low draws the foul. They'll say it's on the floor on Omaria Gordon.
Perkins has really been playing with an extra level of aggressiveness today, not afraid to take her own shot. She did right there. And she's rewarded with 2 shots at the charity stripe.
The foul sends Perkins to the line. Already 6 points for Kennedy Perkins, a solid presence that isn't necessarily spectacular on offense, but she doesn't really make many mistakes. She goes out there and plays a solid point guard.
She gets the job done, plays those spot minutes as the backup guard for Syracuse, and today she's earned a few more of those minutes.
Second free throw's no good. Florida State secures the rebound. Gordon's gonna slow it down for the last possession. Tough defense by Syracuse. Bajetti down the lane, gives it up. The shot by Timpson, can't get it off. And the Syracuse defense comes up clutch to end the third quarter.
5-4 very shortly.
Syracuse trying to battle back. Had a slow first half. Down by 10 heading into the locker room. Grabbed a pair of those points back. Wood grabs this ball back, but can't go up and finish. Instead draws a foul. The foul's on Omaria Gordon. She had one late to end the third quarter as well, but only her second foul on the day. Burrow's shot is good. Syracuse continues a hot streak. The Orange offense is starting to hum.
These players that don't typically put up points for Syracuse starting to get involved. Kennedy Perkins, Sophie Burrows, 2 of those types of players.
Nice ball movement by Florida State. Can't finish down low. There goes Bajetti. Kicks out to the corner. Turnage's pass is off the mark. Just a wild play. Sprinting down the baseline, trying to get a jump pass right there.
You know, the Seminoles got an extra possession because of a beautiful save under the hoop by KK Timpson. And then, of course, her teammate throws it away. Syracuse can make it a 1-possession game here, Jack.
Only down by 6. Perkins looking for an outlet. Dumps down low to Burrows. Wilson, the steady presence down low, adds a pair. Syracuse only trails by 4. Gordon, the point guard for Florida State. Latson can't get the pass off. It's another turnover. Florida State getting stifled by Syracuse. The offense is looking good too.
Beautiful pass inside, an extra pass from Burrows, and then Wilson has been nice, playing aggressive, not fading away like Latham on shots, instead of going to the hoop.
Perkins, the crafty move, the jumper's off the mark. Wood snatches the rebound, goes up for it, can't finish. The third time around, she's got it. Kyra Wood brings the Orange within 2. 5-minute scoring drought. Bajetti, can she end it? No! Burrows the rebound. Fair in the quarter. Wide open 3. Oh, you bet! Syracuse by 1. Orange take the lead.
The comeback kids, Syracuse down by as much as 18, now up by 1.
Fourth quarter, Syracuse up by 1 thanks to the cardiac Hughes really putting in gear late.
And finally waking up inside. Wilson unafraid to take some contact. How about some rebounds? Syracuse winning that battle 19-9 in the second half. And of course, who would be more fitting to take the shot to put Syracuse on top than Dyaisha Fair?
A prolific scorer with 23 points today and 3,030 in her career. She's helped fuel a couple of comebacks for the Orange these last 2 games. Florida State's reeling right now. Turnage jumps down low. Timpson's shot no good. The Syracuse defense has been incredible in this second half. The Orange outscoring the Seminoles 9-0 in this fourth quarter. Can it continue? Fair draws the foul. That one on Bajetti. That's Bajetti's 3rd foul. Kennedy Perkins will swap out with Fair, and she'll inbound.
Coach Wyckoff has been complaining a decent bit to the refs today. Didn't seem to agree with that one, but she's just sitting down. She's not even giving that battle a try anymore.
Sometimes you just got to preserve your energy, right? Burrows from downtown. That one's long. Good on the board. The putback's good. Syracuse up by 3. The run continues.
Offensive rebounds galore for the Orange in this fourth quarter.
Gordon through contact gets fouled. The undersized 5'4" Omaria Gordon battling through the trees with confidence, headed to the line for 2.
And right after that play, Wilson pointed at herself. She said, "I know, that's me." Was looking at Kyra Wood, her teammate, because she had her hand straight up.
Now, Tyler, in this second half, pretty much everything Syracuse was doing poorly. We talked about rebounds, points in the paint. They've fully turned around.
Absolutely. I mean, Coach Leggett Jack has said that her team is a 30-minute team. They'll play great for 30 minutes. Last year, the 10 minutes Syracuse couldn't play well in was the fourth quarter. This year, it's the first quarter. Slow starts, but ever since then, it's been phenomenal finishes for Syracuse.
I think she'd take it this way, right? Coming around a little later.
Rather finish strong than collapse.
Syracuse up by 1. Perkins carving through the lane, off the glass and in. Syracuse up by 3 once again. The Orange have hit 4 of their last 5 shots. Offense is really starting to roll. Latson trying to kick it out. Miscommunication. Thought she had Bajetti. She was going a different direction.
Florida State, the best team in terms of limiting turnovers in the ACC, just 11 per game, up to 13 on the day, Jack.
They said they wanted to take care of the ball. Hasn't happened this half. Fair pulls up, short. Here comes Florida State. Space and pace. That's the name of the game for Latson and the Seminoles. They keep it within 1.
Look at this, Dyaisha Fair handing the ball off to Kennedy Perkins, unafraid to let her teammate shine, ride the hot hand.
Perkins 9 points off the bench. How about Burrows? That one's long. Fight for the board. Good hustle and Fair secures it. Fair, step back 3. Off the mark. Fight for the rebound down low. Dyaisha secures it. Got some space in the mid-range, but she'll slow things down. Gets the screen and gets fouled. Another on Bajetti. That's number 4 for one of Florida State's stars.
Foul trouble hasn't been too much of an issue for the Orange today, but now it's going to be a huge factor for Florida State, especially with Syracuse being such a solid free throw shooting team.
She was telling Brooke Wyckoff, her head coach, no, keep me in, keep me in. She held up that stop sign, but no dice, pulled out of the game. Fair controlling up top. Covered by Bonner, carving through the lane, can't get the shot. Wilson fights for the rebound, but White's right there. Ball's headed way of the Seminoles. They got Wilson on the foul.
Just with the intensity that Wilson has brought out in the second half, Jack, I'm guessing that whatever message Coach FLJ shared with the Orange at halftime, Saniyah Wilson took it to heart.
Tenacious on the rebounds. Latson through the lane. Can't get the shot off, and Wood gets the rebound. Syracuse leading the rebounds 24-10 this half, the same they trailed in the first. Perkins gets the screen. To Burrows. No good. White on the rebound. Seminoles ball. Back and forth, the pendulum swings. Syracuse holding on to a 1-point lead as we head down the stretch. She got beat at their own game in the first half, but they've certainly turned it around in the second.
Absolutely, it's been night and day. You know, before the game, Coach Wyckoff of the Seminoles said Syracuse is a great offensive rebounding team and an awful defensive rebounding team. Well, it turns out Syracuse is a bad first half rebounding team and great all around in the second.
They've finally gotten to play their style of bully ball, rebounding points in the paint. They give and go to Latson, off the glass, and one. Ta'Niya Latson gives the Seminoles the lead. She's just willing this team.
Saniyah Wilson had been doing so well with her positioning today, not bringing her hands down, sliding over in time, staying out of that protected semicircle, and all of that went to the wayside in a moment where it matters quite a bit.
Latson gets the old-fashioned three. Syracuse trails by 2. Perkins slicing down low, kicks out to Wood. Goes up for it, gets blocked away. Sakiah White. Here's Latson to run the show. 22 points today. Will she take it herself? No. Dishes out to Turnage. Right back to Latson. Back to her high school teammate, Snoop Turnage, off the rim. Wilson gets the rebound. Here comes the Cuse. Perkins slows it down. Orange trailing by 2. 0 of their last 6 from the field. Can Dyaisha Fair change that? She's got 23 today. One-on-one with Bonner. 3 on the shot clock. From way downtown, knocks it down! Dyaisha Fair gives Syracuse the lead late in the fourth quarter.
Jack, my jaw just hit the floor. She pulled up from the JMA Dome logo, and she seemed fearless when she did it.
That's unlimited range right there. She was taking steps back on the dribble. You knew she was shooting that one all the way.
Oh, absolutely. She had a chance to probably take a few more steps in. No, she wanted space. That's all she needed.
Through all the theatrics of last game, scoring her 3,000th point, she's not stopping there. 26 points tonight, 3,033 in her career. A spectacular day, 8 of 13 from beyond the arc. How do you stop her?
I think she just proved you can't. When she wants it, she'll get it.
Here's Latson, takes the 3, full head of steam, blocked away by Latham. Fight for it on the ground. Timpson got fouled. Oh, they called a timeout, and Brooke Wyckoff was furious. Looked like she wanted to get a foul there. Instead, she's got to use up a timeout. A 1-point lead for the Seminoles, just over 3 minutes to go. Tyler, this Florida State offense is just not working right now. It seems to be all Dyaisha Latson trying to get into the paint. No one else is clicking.
Well, Sarah Bajetti finally hit her breaking point. 3 straight games with 5 made 3-pointers. In the second half, she's 0 for 4, 1 for 6 overall from the field. She's finally gone cold. And other than that, there really hasn't been much anything else on offense other than Latson. You're absolutely right.
Down by 1 in a tumultuous second half for the Seminoles. Already outscored 16-7 in this quarter. Florida State only shooting 33% in the second half. Timpson down low, double team. Gordon's got it. Finds Timpson down low, can't finish. Rebound by Latham. Here come the Orange. 1-point lead for the Cuse, thanks to Dyaisha Fair hitting about a 30-foot three-pointer. Part of her 26-point performance today.
And now Bajetti has to guard her all the way out there.
With 4 fouls, too. Fair, one-on-one with Bajetti. Step back 3, puts it in! Syracuse by 4. The Orange pulling away late in the 4th.
How about some more history from Fair? More 3-pointers than she has ever made in her 5-year career.
9 triples today. Here's Latson from deep. No! The tip and the rebound by Perkins. The Orange point guard will slow it down. Gets orders from her head coach. They give it up to Fair. Just over 2 minutes to go. Fair and Bajetti once again. Down the lane. The jumper is off the mark. Timpson with the board. Latson dumps down low. Timpson the spin and the score. Brings the Seminoles back to 1 possession. Up by 2. Kennedy Perkins gets the screen. Perkins up top. 9 points off the bench today. One-on-one with Gordon. The double cross. Down low. Can't get it to go. Wood, the offensive rebound, and gets fouled on the way up. Kyra Wood headed to the line.
Kyra Wood has absolutely exploded in the second half with offensive rebounds. She's been crashing hard, fighting for boards, and going straight back up with it, unafraid of the contact. Syracuse, a true difference maker.
Syracuse, the best offensive rebounding team in the conference, and we've finally seen it this quarter. It's really fueled this comeback.
It absolutely has. The rebounding margin was 24-10 in the second half in favor of Syracuse at one point. You can't draw it up much better than that.
They've done a phenomenal job on the glass in these final 20 minutes. Just over a minute to go. Orange up by 3. Wood gets them both. Puts the Cuse ahead by 4. Timpson down low. Through the tight defense, she scores. Brings FSU within 2.
2 straight buckets from her, single-handedly keeping the Seminoles close in this one.
Huge day for Timpson. Big day for Fair, too. 29 points. The crossover. Got some momentum. She gives it up to Wood. Right back to her. 3 on the shot clock. Mid-range jumper off the mark. Can't get the rebound. It's Latson. Ahead to Bajetti. All the way to the cup. Can't get it. The rebound by Burrows. Syracuse has it under 30 seconds to go. No foul by Florida State yet, and there it is. Omaria Gordon fouls Dyaisha Fair.
The speed that powered Florida State in the first half might be the dagger in the second half. A very quick moving play by Majetti. Moving too fast for her own good.
Syracuse up by 2. Dyaisha Fair has just been incredible at the line for a pair. Fair knocks down the first. She's got 1,002 career points in a Syracuse uniform. Only took a year and a half. She buries them both. The fifth year's got ice in her veins. She's come up clutch in this second half. 77-73, Syracuse leads Florida State. The ball's headed back to the Seminoles with an offense that hasn't necessarily looked great. What do you think they can game plan here on offense to keep them within one possession?
Well, Coach Jack for Syracuse has the mindset very often of, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Coach Wyckoff would be wise to use that same mindset for the Seminoles. 2 straight buckets inside for Timpson. Got to do that again.
And on the Syracuse end, Dyaisha Fair has been unstoppable from downtown. 9 for 14, doing it off the dribble, creating her own shots.
9 3-pointers for her today. Absolutely lights out from deep. 1,000 career points in a Syracuse uniform. Oh, and by the way, past Maya Moore, the UConn legend in career points.
One of the greatest of all time is Dyaisha Fair. Syracuse up by 4. Florida State battling late in the fourth. Villegas from downtown, no good. Burrows secures the rebound. They got her with the foul, and she's headed to the line for 2. Looking to lock this one up, already up by 4. And if she can extend this lead, she might put this one out of reach.
Especially if Florida State keeps shooting 3-pointers like that. It'll be tough to get back into this game. But Burrows has to hit her free throws. It's an area she's struggled in this year.
Just a young freshman that's only shot 4 of 7 from the line. Tasked with keeping her team in this game and extending the lead, and she already has. Burrows, the freshman from Melbourne, Australia. Gets it to go. Timeout by Brooke Wyckoff and the Florida State Seminoles. They want to talk this one over. 79-73, Syracuse leads Florida State thanks to a massive second half comeback. The Orange trailed by 10 at the break, as much as 18 at the start of the third quarter. And Tyler, they have just battled in this fourth.
So much more physicality. You look at the rebounding margin in the second half. Syracuse went from 10 in the first to 30 in the second half. And points in the paint, yes, it's been bad for Syracuse, but as long as Syracuse scores when it matters most in the second half, get some threes from Dyaisha Fair to help make up for the margin, it doesn't matter.
Now, Fair had 17 points in the first half. Then in the second, kind of started off slow, and she's certainly picked it up since.
Just 3 points in the third quarter for her, but she is the definition of a fourth quarter player. She had 14 points in the fourth quarter alone to help Syracuse come back and beat Clemson earlier this week, and putting up a pretty similar second half stat line in this one.
Well, here's Florida State on offense. One of the best in the ACC. The Seminoles trail by 6. 10 seconds to go. Majetti in the corner. Pass almost picked off. Stays with the Noles. Got to get a quick 3 off here. Only about 7 seconds to go. Latson to inbound. Majetti, no sense of urgency. In the corner, Wood picks off the pass, and that does it. Syracuse survives an 18-point deficit and comes back to take down number 15 Florida State. Tyler, this Syracuse team just does not quit. You saw the heart in the second half. They played so incredibly hard.
You might expect a sigh of relief from some of these Syracuse players, but no, they're excited. The fans are excited. 2 straight comeback wins. The Orange are embracing this comeback kids mentality, not afraid to make it scary at first and come back with a vengeance.
Back-to-back comeback victories for the Orange. And